Weight loss. So many theories about weight loss. Some say you should fast. Some say do exercise or go to the gym. Some say nutrition or whichever. But not much people are actually talking about how we come about the weight gain. But we should talk about it. And I want to share briefly the cause or the reasons why we gain weight, because I was a victim of it. And then how my own theory and the best, I believe, that worked for me and still working. Now, when you consume too much calories, you have the tendency to more than you ought to take in a day. The excess will be stored as fat, especially carbohydrates. Now, there are some foods that we thought they were just protein and consuming in large amounts, foods like beans, black-eyed cowpea. But now we know they're also high in carbohydrates. So if you're consuming such foods regularly, you should be ready to gain weight, especially if that weight gain is in your gene. Because that brings me to the third point. Some people don't have it. Those who don't have it in their gene, they can't gain weight. It doesn't matter what they eat. But if you have it, you need to be very smart and watchful of what you eat, your lifestyle, because any little space, weight gain comes. That's how it is. As easy as that, but it's not so easy to lose it. You can also gain weight by just living a sedentary life, sitting down on your sofa with smartphone all day. If you have the tendency or the susceptibility, you can also begin to adopt by that, sitting down without exercising. That is, then consuming too much of oils and fat, especially the type, maybe processed foods, such trans fats regularly will also contribute, and several other factors. But quickly, let's look at some of the things that has worked for me. A lot of people say you fast. I've tested fasting 3 days, several without food. At the end of the day, you still gain weight. Even more than before. Gym, the same thing. You go to gym, rigorous gym, and all that. Most of these things, they are not sustainable. By the time you relax a bit, the weight seems to double, yes. But the one that worked for me and still working is nutrition. Now, when you look into your diet and remove too much carbohydrates, this is the offensive food. Whether it's processed carbs, whether it's naturally occurring carbohydrates, these are the main problems, because they eventually end up as sugars. And so you need to take them out as much as possible in your diet, especially the processed carbs. Reduce carbohydrates at all costs. And then reduce the oils, especially those your trans fats. The processed food, you have to reduce it. But the last but not the least is to include fat-burning foods on a daily basis, especially in the morning. It's good to add fat-burning foods like lemon juice in your warm water. It helps to reduce the fat accumulation and even the cholesterol. Include spices, fruits that are low in calorie in the morning. Detox foods. Sometimes when the body is filled with toxins also, we tend to be adding weight. And even to lose the weight becomes even more difficult. And so when you are finding it difficult to lose weight, it may be that your body is filled with toxins. That's toxic overload. You have to start to ensure that you remove those toxins by bringing raw veggies, raw fruits to help with the detox. Seeds and spices in moderation. Then you need also to start to include your water therapy. Some people say that water makes them to be fat, but it's not true. Water also actually helps you to remove most of these things that seem to aid fat accumulation in the body. And so you must ensure that you are properly hydrated, because most time when we are hungry, we normally think it's food, but majority of the time it's actually water that the body is asking for. So we need to ensure that by including water therapy every day in the morning, start your morning with water therapy, and then on some occasions you can include your lemon juice and other fat burning food to kickstart your day, to switch to fat burning. And don't start with acidic foods. If you're consuming acidic foods, On a large scale, it's likely also will begin to accumulate as fat, because what the body doesn't use most times, I observe that they will eventually be stored up, and some will eventually end up as fat. And so you need to eat also nutrient-dense food, reducing the calorie, including healthy fats. Yes, that's my former, that you need to include healthy fats because they help you to burn fat. They are more important in your diet than the carbohydrates. They help to sustain the cells. I mean, the integrity of our cells. They are kept and maintained by healthy fats, like the ones you can find in avocados, coconut oil, olive oil. These are things all of you should be familiar or aware of, because it's one of my most frequently talked subjects about healthy fats. We need to also begin to include it to help us to burn existing fat. And you need to also begin to reduce the calorie. Calorie is important, calorie count. And finally, but not the least, is when you are about to sleep, take fat burning drinks. Don't eat late. These are the 2 points you must also take note of. Eating late helps you to, store fat. And then that takes me to another one. Eating early also helps to gain weight. These are simple, smart changes you need to make. Don't eat late. Don't eat early in the morning. Let there be a little movement and exercise before, and then water therapy and some hours after you woke up, so that if there were excess fat, excess sugar, the body may have used that up. And then the fat burning drinks you need to also include are foods, drinks like occasional apple cider is good, fennel seed is good, ginger drink, even a hibiscus flower tea, just low calorie drinks. There are several of them that you can take occasionally. Drinks like mint tea. Mint, yes, you can take it sometimes, not all the time. Chamomile, they're all digestive aids. And when they support your healthy digestion, you won't wake up looking or feeling bloated or feeling so big. So we need to watch it on a daily basis and start doing these things if you want to lose weight and sustain it. Not just about doing your fast, which we've all tested, and doing exercise, be going to gym and you lose and look so good, and the next few months you're back again with weight gain. So do these ones that are sustainable nutritionally. I didn't have to do all of that before I lost all the weight from 115, 120 to 80, 75. And of course, still working on it, because if you have it in your gene, any slight delay or slowing down, the weight gain comes back. So you must always be on the guard. That's the last tip. And if you like this message, hit the follow button for more.